Welcome, design students! Right now you're sitting in your Graphic Design Essentials class, probably thinking, what can this guy tell me that I don't already know? Well, my name is Carson Bailey, and over 10 years ago, I was in the same classroom, actually right over there, second row on the right, as a bright-eyed freshman at Valencia, trying to figure out my path in life. I now currently work as art director for Bonnier Corporation, which is a magazine publishing company that produces over 20 magazines. Let me tell you about my journey. Ever since I was little, I always loved being creative. I started scrapbooking with my aunt in elementary school, and on vacations I always enjoyed taking pictures and videotaping everything. Then in middle school I became obsessed with all things technology. This is when I first got my hands on Adobe Photoshop and went wild learning everything I could about the program. In high school, I joined my school's student newspaper, where I eventually became editor-in-chief. I found a true passion here at the intersection of design and journalism. After the excitement of high school, I felt a little lost. I had poured so much energy into graduating, but didn't have a clear path for what to do after. It was almost like all the color had been drained from my creative world. I tried going to college for a few semesters, but it didn't feel right. I wasn't happy and still felt like I was going nowhere. My passion started to fade away, but I knew if I wasn't going to school, I had to get a job. So I decided to apply for a job at Disney to become a photographer. And I got it. Joining the Walt Disney World Company was more magical than I could have ever imagined. Capturing memories for guests in front of the castle was a dream come true. It opened my eyes to a whole new world of creativity and re-sparked a passion I thought was gone. After a year with the company, I found out about their Aspire program. Disney Aspire was an opportunity for all employees to attend college at no cost. Disney paid 100% of college tuition upfront on degrees within the program. I started to get excited about attending college again, and finally achieved my bachelor's degree. I began researching colleges approved by the program, and settled on Valencia because I had already attended for a few semesters several years prior. Because I worked for Disney, I was able to attend college for practically free. I still saved around $50 each month to pay for expenses that were not included in tuition, like books that were not mandatory or included in a syllabus, but helped immensely with my education. When I started at Valencia, I decided to declare my major as General AA because I was still uncertain about what career I wanted to eventually pursue. During my first semester back, I took the required new student experience class, and the purpose paper really opened my eyes to what I wanted to pursue as a career. I came to understand my purpose by reflecting on my life and what has brought me joy. As I looked back on my past jobs, I realized how important being creative is to my day-to-day life. Therefore, I made it the focus of my purpose. From working at Disney, I found out how rewarding and important capturing memories are to me. Memories feed into a sentimental part of my relator nature, so I've sandwiched my love for creativity with what I view as my best values of honesty and loyalty to help preserve those memories for people in the most pristine way possible. After taking the Clifton Strengths for Student Assessment, I learned two of my greatest strengths are adaptability and responsibility. These two strengths are like the bookends that hold my purpose together, and I would later find out that they are vital to my career. My purpose is to share and build creativity through honesty and loyalty to shape memories that will last a lifetime while upholding adaptability and responsibility. Once I wrote out my purpose, it became clear to me what career path I should take, a job in graphic design that relates to creating memories. During my time at Valencia, I had an amazing advisor, Andrea Narvez, who I met with many times. She was like a cheerleader on the sidelines of my success, making sure I had all the information I needed to succeed. She gave me advice on courses to take and what workload I could handle with my full-time job. Building 5 on Valencia's East Campus became like a second home to me. Even though I took all of my courses online, I found comfort in being able to come use the patio on the first floor to get homework done in a quiet environment, and meet with staff in the Career Center to reaffirm I was headed in the right direction. Sometimes the load of taking classes and working 40 hours a week could get overwhelming, but I always knew I had a support system at Valencia to lean back on. After Valencia, I transferred to the University of Florida to obtain my BA in Digital Arts. I was still under the Disney Aspire program, so tuition was free just like at Valencia. This was a tough program to get accepted into, but I researched and planned ahead to prepare my portfolio. Here's a tip for all you first-year students. Start preparing your portfolio now. It's never too early. During my final semester at UF, I began a graphic design internship with the Walt Disney World Company. While I loved working for Disney, and I learned so much from the company, I didn't see a job that would fit exactly what I was looking for. At this time, I also started looking for other job opportunities. I saw many that I could see myself doing, but ultimately pursued the Bonnier Corporation. Bonnier Corporation is a publishing company that produces over 20 print and digital magazines. I was able to get a job with Bonnier as an entry-level graphic designer working on their Islands magazine. Over the years, I worked my way up to a junior graphic designer. And 2 years ago, I finally achieved my dream of becoming an art director. As an art director for Bonnier Corporation, my overall job scope is to oversee all visual and design elements across multiple magazines. This includes selecting illustrators and photographers to bring on board, collaborating with photographers, graphic designers, and editors to conceptualize and research visuals for each story, managing daily workflow to make sure layouts are finished in time for publication deadlines, review and approve all visuals before presenting them to the creative director and publisher for final approval, meet with production and pre-press staff to ensure all finished products are up to company standard and print correctly. An art director must first have a mastery of Adobe software, mainly Photoshop, InDesign, and Illustrator. Communication is a big part of the day-to-day work as an art director. So being able to effectively listen and speak to staff and clients is a must. Art directors must also have great leadership skills to direct and motivate the artists they are in charge of. Adaptability is another key skill needed for anyone working on publications. With tight deadlines, things often change quickly, and you have to be able to react without getting too attached to the prior idea. I found that being an art director and creating magazines fulfills my purpose because I am able to help translate words into graphics that people will keep as a memory when they think back to a specific article, sometimes having a profound effect on the reader. I am also able to showcase my top two strengths, adaptability and responsibility. Working in a publication environment can be chaotic, so having a strong sense of responsibility helps keep everyone on track. And my adaptability is always ready for any curveballs that may be thrown my way. Now I want to leave you with a little bit of advice. Start preparing your portfolio today. It's never too early and you'll thank yourself later. Make connections with everyone you can. Networking is a big part of becoming a successful graphic designer. Never hide from your creativity. There may be days you think the color has been drained from your world, but even shades of gray can become vibrant once again. If you have any questions at all, I'll be hanging out in the design lab for the next hour. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this crazy journey I've been on. I hope it gives you some insight to what your journey could be like.